welcome. My name is Rachel Levinson. I'm the founder of Seopa.com, Seize Your Passion. I'm here every Friday, usually at 3:30. Sorry, I'm a little late today, logistical problems, but I'm here now, and really what I want to talk about today is picking up a little bit on what we spoke about last week, which last week I spoke about a rebuttal argument against all the debunkers of passion, right? People out there, very smart people, thought leaders, and writers and bloggers that sort of were saying and are saying that anyone who says, go find your passion or go pursue your passion, or as the language I like to use, seize your passion, they're saying that's never going to get you to success or fulfillment or happiness, and that's a bunch of crap. So I posed a rebuttal argument against those naysayers and those debunkers of passion, basically by posing the argument that it's not what they were saying that was wrong, it was actually how they're defining what pursuing your passion, what finding your passion, what seizing your passion means to them. So, I want to build on that today, but hone in a little bit on one part of it, which is this notion of, a lot of us when we think about what, actually before I go there, I actually want to say something else also. I am not a coach. I am not a personal development coach. I am not a mentor. I am not a business coach or anything like that. I have a lot of mentors and business coaches and personal coaches and people in my lives that are mentors and thought leaders that I learn from, and I try and grow every day. And I believe that all of us are, in our own way, even if we're not professional coaches or mentors or thought leaders, we're all here to learn from each other. And we all are thought leaders and mentors and coaches to each other if we choose to be. By sharing our experiences, by sharing our stories, by sharing our struggles and our passions, that's how we all learn from each other. And I really believe that we can all be thought leaders to each other. We can all be coaches to each other. We can all be mentors to each other. And that is the very premise and basis of Seize Your Passion platform. Thank you. Of the platform that we're building here, Seopa.com, which this Periscope is obviously about. Different topics related to it. So, I am not a coach. I don't claim to be one. I am here to learn and grow, hopefully with you guys, and I want us to all, again, inspire and empower each other. We can all be thought leaders and coaches and mentors to each other by sharing our experiences, sharing our struggles, sharing our stories. That's how we learn and grow from each other. So let's inspire and empower each other. My passion is obviously to answer one of the questions posed. Thank you. My passion right now, I have various passions. I also believe we're all multifaceted and have various passions, and our passions can change and evolve over time as we change and evolve over time. But obviously one of my greatest passions right now is creating this community to inspire and empower each other through the platform that I've created and built, and this growing community of ours and learning. And obviously I want that to be successful, to inspire people and empower them to go out there and connect with what they love and engage in their passions and achieve their goals and achieve personal fulfillment and personal growth and self-growth by learning and sharing with each other. So that's my main passion at the moment, but of course I'm passionate about my kids and about parenting, and I'm passionate about my yoga on Fridays, which I do. Hi from England, welcome. So picking up on, all the debunkers and the naysayers, people that say, oh, don't listen to that, follow your passion stuff and find your passion stuff. Well, I said last week that a big misnomer is how they define what finding your passion means, right? It's not about sitting around and waiting for it to find you miraculously, or finding it under the couch, or, stumbling upon it somewhere magically under a rock, or, sitting around and waiting for it to sort of fall in your lap. People say, I haven't found my passion. How am I supposed to find it? Where should I find it? It's not about that, and that's why I use the language seize your passion, because you decide, you choose, you go out there and you try different things and you connect with what you love. And, our passions aren't necessarily, again, tied to a career necessarily. They can be, but they're not. So again, to build off of that, I want to tap into 4 specific ways to tap into your passion and a way to find your passion without sitting around and waiting to find it, per se. And again, that's why I like the language seize your passion. Thank you, thank you. Love the hearts, love all the encouraging words. Okay, so Darren Hardy, who is one of the greatest coaches and mentors and personal development coach, success coach out there, who's a mentor and a thought leader for me, and I learn from him all the time, and many people do. I recently heard him say something along the lines of what I was just talking about, how it's not about sitting around and waiting for your passion to find you or for you finding it under. He actually said, you know, did you look under your seat of your couch? You know, like, you're not going to find it that way. And he said, he defined it as passion is like electricity, okay? It's always there. It's a matter of you turning on that switch, okay? Which that so spoke to me, because that's exactly what I was trying to, you know, articulate last week. It's about you getting out there and connecting and trying and doing things. It's about you, your mindset, and your choice. And he specifically broke it down into 4 switches and 4 ways you can turn on that electricity passion switch, right? And if you're really lucky, I imagine, then you get to turn on all 4 at the same time. And I mean, to me, that sounds like a state of euphoria. But here are the 4 switches that he talks about, okay? The first light switch for turning on your passion is, thank you, greetings, is the what switch, okay? And this is the most common, this is the one that I think is most naturally we correlate with what pursuing your passion, finding your passion, seizing your passion means. It's do what you love, right? You have a passion for whatever it is you're doing. Now, again, what we most of us, we correlate that with our career or our job, right? Well, what if you're not passionate about your career or your job, right? Or what if you're passionate about yoga, for example, or painting, but you can't make a living off of that. You love doing it, but that's not your career. So you can turn on that switch regardless of whether it's your career or not, and you can find ways to pursue your passion and seize your passion that don't necessarily have to answer the question of what, because there are 3 other switches. So if you're lucky enough to be someone who really does what you love, and by the way, even the people who, you know, it is their career and they love what they do, they don't love what they do 100% of the time, okay? A lot of what they do is hard work, and there's no job or career out there that's, you know, everyone loves every aspect of it. There's no way you can always be passionate about every aspect of what you do. So, you know, there's other switches that you could turn on the passion. So what's the next switch? The next switch is the why switch, okay? And this is a big one too. And this is actually the one that's most relatable for me. Like, I can tap into that switch of all the 4. That's the one that's easiest for me to tap into. Why are you passionate about what you're doing, right? Like, I'm passionate about building Siopa, but a lot of it is, you know, really tough, and I don't love everything that comes with it. Again, I don't love every part of what it is I'm doing, but I love the why. I love the idea of inspiring and empowering people, and us encouraging each other to inspire and empower each other to connect with what we love, to learn from each other, to grow, to have personal growth and fulfillment, to succeed, and to learn from our stories and our experiences, and all that good stuff. And by the way, any inappropriate comments, guys, I appreciate if you help me block inappropriate comment and users. Thank you. So the why, you know, what is your belief system? You know, why are you doing what you're doing? Thank you, appreciate that. So 2 switches so far of the 4, right, that we could turn on the passion that's always there, and it's up to you to turn it on. The what, do what you love, which is kind of the simplest and basic, and we all can relate to it. We all understand it cerebrally, but we don't necessarily, well, what if I don't love what I do? And you don't always love every aspect of what you do, right? Then there's the why, which for me personally is very, very relatable, right? You know, what is the reason behind what you're doing that turns on the passion? You know, what do you believe in? What, you know, what's your why? You know, why are you here? It's the big existential question. And then the 3rd one is how, and this is one that I had never thought about before, actually. Okay. And it's the hardest for me to sort of naturally tap into or turn on that switch. But for some people, I think, you know, it comes easier. It's, you may not love what you do. You may not even love your why or even have a why, but you love how you execute whatever it is you're doing, and this could apply to anything, right? I mean, Darren Hardy, who, again, he put it in these terms of the 4 switches, he gave an example of a cleaning lady that, you know, showed up every day and had such passion for what she did, not because she loved cleaning. I mean, come on, who really loves cleaning? Not because of a big why. I mean, her why was, you know, to get the, you know, it was her job and to provide a clean house for her employer, but it was really how she executed her job. She showed up every day with energy, with enthusiasm. She strived for excellence no matter what it was she was doing, and she tapped into that, and that propelled her. And he was giving the example how just by tapping into one of those switches, just without having the what, without having the why, but she had the how, that propelled her to fulfillment and growth and success ultimately. And then finally, there's the 4th switch, right, to turning on the passion that's always there. It's an electricity that's always there. It's up to you to choose to decide it, to turn it on. And that is the who, okay? And this is, I think, a big one for a lot of us, because for a lot of us, our passions, you know, we may love what we do, but it's not necessarily, it doesn't put food on the table, and we can't support our family with it. So we have a career and a job that's you know, not connected to a passion of something else that we love what we do. You know, taking time for yourself and doing something outside of your career that you love doing, but that's not your career. And a lot of us, you know, the reason we take that career and that job that isn't necessarily a passion of ours, we don't love what we do, and we don't love any why that's related to it, or we don't really have a why, and we don't even love how we execute that job or a career. But the reason we have passion for it, the reason we could turn on that last switch of passion, is because of who we're doing it for, right? And I think a lot of parents and family patriarchs and matriarchs who are supporting their family can relate to this in a big way, right? Sometimes your passion is simply for who you're doing it for. You may not love your job, you may not love anything, you know, what it's about, how you do it, why you do it, but you turn on that passion switch because of who you're doing it for. You know, who is this serving? And that's really the ultimate, I think, taking yourself out of it, putting all of you into it for the purpose of adding value and creating value for someone else and serving someone else, which often is a part of the why and the what and the how as well. So again, I think if you can turn on all 4 switches at once, that's like an ideal state. I have yet to turn on all 4 switches at once. I definitely have experienced the number 1 switch, the do what you love. I definitely can relate to and have experienced and do experience the why switch all the time. The how, sometimes I'm really enthusiastic, other times not so much. And the who, for sure, you know, if you asked me, you know, who I'm building this for, really it's the lesson and the legacy that I want to leave my children, you know, which is the most important why and who for me at the same time. So think about that when you're thinking about, you know, a lot of people, we had recently a user ask the question on our forum discussion board, you know, I think it's great. People are talking about finding your passion, pursuing your passion, seizing your passion. But what if I don't know how to find it? You know, it's not something that you magically find. It's something that you turn on. It's a mindset. And I thought those 4 light switches was a great way to think about it, from Darren Hardy. So think about turning on your passion switch, whether it's through what you do, why you do it, how you do it, or who you're doing it for. Yeah, so that's it. So that's it for today. You can catch all our Periscopes post-live broadcast on ceopa.com/stream, and we have a lot of new original videos in episodic format on ceopa.com/videos. Spread the passion, tell your friends about it. You know, we're really growing this community, and again, it's all about inspiring and empowering each other. So, you know, we want the community to help build it and grow it, and so that we can all build and grow together ourselves. It's all about personal growth fulfillment, finding purpose and meaning and happiness in this life, and in what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and who we're doing it for. And that is really what Seize Your Passion is all about. So thanks for joining, guys. See you next week, and have a great weekend. And definitely do something you love, whether it's what you love, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, or who you're doing it for this weekend and every day. Cheers. See you next week. Bye, guys. Thanks.